Afternoon guys, I'm doing a quick video just to show off my new knife.
Rupert Wilkey
made it for me and it's a little beauty. All handmade. He made the handle as well, and then one of his friends also made the leather sheath that it goes into. And then that goes on the belt. The leather sheath, the leather is so thick, it's unbelievable. Really good sturdy business. And the knife, I reckon I could shave my arm with that, but I'm not going to bother. But I've never actually cut anything with it yet. All I've done is took it out the sheath and I've oiled it, and that's it. So we're going to try. I'm going to do hunter's chicken for tomorrow lunch. So I've got a couple of chickens here, and my hunter's chicken is slightly different to the normal hunter's chicken because my little grandson can't eat barbecue sauce. He can't eat any kind of sauce with a vinegar touch to it. So I'm going to do a lovely tomato, basil and rosemary sauce to go with it, which is just as good as barbecue sauce. And also I stuff the chicken breast. Rather than sprinkle the cheese on top, I stuff it with the cheese and then surround it with home cured streaky bacon. So here we go, let's have a crack and see what this beautiful knife's like. Right, I'm just going to dismember the... Wow, did you see that? I'm just going to break that joint, cut the eye of the meat there, break it, and then just pull it off. So that's one leg off. Take the other one off. I'll just pull the joint right round, cut down there. Oh, that looks like it's had a bit of a bleed there. I'll have to wash that. And I'll just cut it through the joint and pull that off. And that knife has done the job beautifully. I'll take these chicken wings off. They're always good for stock, or gather enough of them in your freezer. Nice chicken wings for supper. And now the easiest way, because I don't need the skin, I'm just going to take the skin off while it's still on the bone, because it's much easier to take off while it's on the bone. There. And then I'll just take these breasts off. Now all you're looking for, you want to get your knife just to the side of that breastbone. So I'm just putting it there, just one slice. And then I'll just follow this down. You don't need a little filleted knife with this, just a sharp knife, which is what we've got. There we go. And then we've got the knuckle. Didn't want that to happen. And we've just got that knuckle. I'll just cut through there. And I'm going to take this wingtip off, this winglet. That can go with the chicken wings. And there we go. We've got a nice, lovely breast there. The skin, don't throw that skin away. We'll cook that tomorrow and we'll make chicken crackling with it. And then the next one, we'll just go down the side of this side of the breastbone. Now there's a wishbone there. You can take that wishbone out before you take the fillet off, but it's very fiddly and you don't lose that much meat. And anyway, whatever's left on this carcass will end up in a soup or a stew, because it's all going to go into stock. So I just cut through there. Some good weight to this knife, so you can crack straight through this. There we go, that's ready for stock. And then the next one, I'll just take this chicken off, the chicken wing off, and there's the other fillet. I'll come back to you when I've done the other one. and I'll show you how I stuff the chicken with the cheese. Right, there's the two chickens separated. What I've done is I've broke the legs down into, you've got a drumstick and a thigh. Dead easy to do. All you're looking for is a natural joint. That natural joint there, and you don't need a big knife. I'll use this knife for the first one, and it's literally straight through. The second one, I'm just going to use a common old garden little kitchen knife, and I'll just follow that one through. And you just go, I'm not cutting through the bone, I'm just cutting through the joint. So that's the chicken ready. So what I'm going to do now is, that is for stock. I'll put that in the oven with a bit of olive oil, bay leaves, etc. Salt and pepper. Roast them off, and then I'll put them in a pan, cover them with water, and boil them for an hour. The best, and I mean the best, chicken stock. Beautiful. Right, so what I'm doing with these chicken breasts, I'm going to stuff them. So I need a nice knife with a point on it. And all I'm going to do is, see, there's a little baby fillet. Now I could, if I'd wanted to, I could cut a slit down there, put the cheese inside and fold it. I could put a slit down there, put the cheese inside and then fold it up. But I'm not going to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little slot with this pointed knife. Now can you see how I've gone into there? So that's how far I'm going in. I don't want to break this, make a hole in it. So there's a slot, and I'm going to fill that slot with cheese. And then it's going to get wrapped in bacon. So I'll do that with all 4 breasts. There you go. Not difficult, just a pointy knife. They're not razor sharp, they're just alright. There we go. And then all I've got to do is just cut some cheese up into like a baton of cheese and just push the cheese inside them. There we go. That's the 4 done. That wasn't difficult. So now I'll go and cut the cheese up. I'll come back to you. Right, I'm back. There we go. Nice little slot of cheese. There's the hole that I made with the knife. And that's all I'm going to do is push it right in. And there we go. 1 chicken breast filled with cheese. That will get wrapped with bacon in a minute. So I'll do the rest of them. Just have to find the slot. Open it up with my finger a bit. And there we go. Now you could, if you wanted to, just do a Kiev with these, exactly the same, just do exactly the same, make your garlic butter, put it in the freezer, cut it into strips like this size, and you can just push it straight into this hole. There we go. Now normally Hunter's chicken you would have it with barbecue sauce, and then you would sprinkle the cheese over it. This is my preferred method. I'm actually incorporating the cheese into the chicken. So it does give you a much better dish. And it looks really good when you cut it, slice it. So there we go. Now it looks a fair wad of cheese in there, but it will melt down. And there we go. So we've got the... Now what I like to do is my bacon. I just like to flatten it out a bit. Just use the edge of your knife and just flatten it out. And then I'll start at the bottom and I'll just wrap it round. Each one will get 2 rashers of bacon. This will hold the cheese in and it will hold the chicken together for us. So there's no need for and to put sticks through it or whatever. And I'll just crack on and I'll do the rest. I'll come back to you. So that's the 4 of them wrapped in bacon. They don't have to look perfect because they're going to be covered in sauce. This is home cooking. I've got a couple of little bits of bacon left, so I'm just going to just dice it up. And this can go into the sauce. There we go. That'll go into the sauce. I'm not cooking these till tomorrow, so I'm just going to put these on a plate. I'll wrap fast them. They'll go in the fridge, and that will actually help the meat to firm up and the bacon to adhere, because there's salt in that bacon, so the salt will react with the chicken, and it will actually make the bacon stick to the chicken breast, to the chicken meat. So that's all good in my eyes. And this knife is cutting through stuff. Lovely. Right, I'm going to go and give my knife a wash. I'm going to swap chopping boards, give the bench a wash down, and then we'll start prepping the veg. I'm doing that today just because I want to see how good this knife is. That's the stuffed chicken breast wrapped in the bacon. I'm just going to put that in the fridge overnight, and then tomorrow I will put them in the oven, bake them for 25 minutes, half an hour. Then I'll pull the sauce over them, tin foil it, and put them in the oven for another half an hour. This is the chicken bones, and the best way to deal with these is roast them, cover them in water, and then make a lovely chicken stock. Right, let's get some vegetables chopped. I always like to put a damp cloth, just a damp cleaning cloth, put that under your chopping board, and it firms it up for you. It stops it from sliding around. Right, here's this lovely knife that Rupert Wilkey made for me. I haven't put on a steel yet. I'm just going to wait and see what it's like when I'm cutting these peppers. Now for the sauce I'm using peppers. I've got multicoloured peppers there, a bit of lemon, just a little touch of lemon, some chestnut mushrooms, a nice good bunch of basil. I'll use half of that when I'm making the sauce, which includes the stalks, and then I'll leave half the leaves, and I'll sprinkle that on just as a finished dish as a garnish. I've got a little tub of passata, just tomatoes, and I've got a little bit of tomato puree in the fridge, and I've got some rosemary. Now the rosemary I'll put some over the chicken as it's cooking in the oven, and then I'll put a little bit, just a little bit because it's very strong, into the sauce itself. So I also want an onion. One onion. So we'll get this started. Now I don't want anything too fine with this, because it will be cooking for a long time. So I'm not looking for tiny little dice. I'm looking for chunky. Oh, it's one of these onions that takes forever to peel. Yes, nearly there. There we go. So get rid of that. Now here we go. Not too bad. And then I want this as chunky or as uneven. It doesn't matter. Now that's not a bad knife. You can see I'm not putting any force on it at all. Now the peppers, I just like to stand them up, cut cut round it and you end up getting rid of all the seeds. There we go. Like I say, I just want chunks. So nothing too fine, because it's going to all be cooking for quite a while. A good hour, I would say, in the oven. So, but I'm doing lots of peppers, because they give lots of flavour. And also, my grandson loves peppers. And that knife is cutting through this like butter. It's lovely. Perfect. I'll just, once I've chopped everything up, I'll put it all in a big bowl, wrap fast it, and then it can go in the fridge ready for tomorrow when we're making the sauce. There we go. Like I say, don't want anything too fine, because it's all going to be cooking for a while. Bit of muck on the mushrooms, doesn't really matter, it all goes in the same pot. And that's the veg cut up. Like I say, when I make the sauce, I'll put a little bit of rosemary. That will do the rosemary. And then I will also use the basil stalks and a few of the leaves. There we go. And that's basically, I will fry that. Once it's all fried and softened down, I'll add a squeeze of lemon juice, and then I'll put in the little carton of passata, salt and pepper. Put garlic in if you like, but I don't think you really need the garlic. Just because there is a lot of taste and flavour in this to start with. You've got the bacon, you've got the chicken, the cheese, you've got all these veggies. I think overdoing too many flavours in one dish, it's not worth it. Keep it simple, that's my attitude. So that's it. That's going to be my hunter's chicken tomorrow. I'll show you what it's like once it's cooked tomorrow. Cheers. That's all the vegetables there, they're all chopped up. I've cling filmed them, they'll go in the fridge. And then tomorrow morning, whilst the chicken's in the oven, I'll fry these off, squeeze the lemon juice, or you could put white wine if you wanted to. Put your passata in, salt and pepper, let it cook for half an hour, then put it on the chicken. Once it's on the chicken, cover it with tin foil and put it in the oven for another half an hour. Enjoy.